in this video I'm going to talk about the definition for emotion and then a few of the theories connected to emotion. So first, a definition for emotion. This is the feeling aspect of consciousness. There's three components to it. You have your physical arousal, and we'll talk about this in class. That's like your heart beating faster, breathing heavier, all that fun stuff. You also have your behavior component, so this is the outward side of it. Are you smiling? Are you frowning? Are your fists clenched? And then you have the inner awareness, what you think your emotion is. So you have this physiological, this behavioral, and then this inner component. We're going to talk about all three of these types in class. You also have several theories of emotion. We're going to go over a few in class, but some of the most basic ones that we'll be talking about in class are the common sense theory, the James-Lange theory, and the canon-Bard. These are just a few of them we'll be going over more in class. For all of these three theories, something they have in common is that all of them are going to be mentioning a stimulus, something that is going to cause the emotion. They all have the emotion that's going to be elicited, and then they have the arousal. The arousal, what they mean by that is the physical arousal. That's the physiological state. So all three of these have these three components. The common sense one is called that because it's the one you would tend to think of. So for example, if I was going to see a bear in the woods, what would my emotion be? Most likely it'd be fear. Now, the physical component of that would be a racing heart. You'd also breathe heavier, what you have when you're afraid. What comes first, being afraid or having your heart beat fast? Does your heart beat fast because you're afraid, or are you afraid because your heart beats fast? Most people assume your heart is beating fast because you're afraid. If you had to put an order, that's the one most people just naturally choose. And that's why it's called the common sense theory. So the common sense theory says that you have your stimulus, the bear, which leads to an emotion, being afraid, which leads to your heart beating fast. The James-Lange theory just reverses these two. It says that you see the bear, your heart beats, and then that makes you afraid. So the easiest way I remember this is that in James, the A comes before E. So in this perspective, the arousal comes before the emotion. So your heart races, or you're feeling afraid because your heart's racing. That's what James-Lange says. Canon-Bard refuses to choose between the two. So the Canon-Bard says you see the bear, and at the exact same time your heart races and you feel afraid. One doesn't come before the other. They happen at the exact same time. So common sense, you see the bear, you're afraid, so your heart beats fast. James-Lange, you see the bear, so your heart beats fast, so you're afraid. And Canon-Bard, you see the bear, and simultaneously your heart beats and you're afraid. These are three of the theories. We're also going to go over a few more and talk about the errors in each of these theories in class.